I'm a PlayStation fan. I'm a PlayStation fan too. I'm a PlayStation fan too. Respect my time. I got a wife and kids. Respect my time. I got a wife and kids.
It's my opinion. I'm a neutral.
Hello, FTC. Hello, FTC. But this is great for gamers. But this is great for gamers. They're an anomaly. They're an anomaly. It's Nintendo. Cut the cap. I just want to have. I just want to have fun. I just want to have fun with my friends. I just want to have fun with my friends.
It shouldn't cost $70. It looks like DLC.
What is good, YouTube? What's good, PlayStation Nation? It is your boy Persona of Gaming with Persona and one half of the What's Up PlayStation podcast crew. Welcome to episode 212 of When Persona Speaks. I appreciate all of you guys being here with me today on this kind of gloomy. It's kind of gloomy and kind of muggy outside here in NYC, but it's still a beautiful day, you know. So I definitely do appreciate all of you being here with your boy, man, rocking out with me. And yo, we had to do a show. You know, we had to do a show. I was gonna do a show anyway. I was probably gonna do it probably Thursday or Friday, but I saw the news today of my boy Jim Ryan, right? And I said, oh no, oh no, we are doing a show today. Right after work, we are doing a show because absolutely not. The unmitigated gall. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But listen, real quick question, guys. So I've been tweaking I know a couple of you before said that my mic sounded really good. I've been tweaking my settings because I'm realizing that I actually am not using the Go XLR to its full potential because I'm able to actually tweak my microphone settings at like a very finite level, and not finite, but like, you know, it's very detailed how you can, you know, tweak your settings. So let me know in the chat, how's my mic sound? Does it sound good? Does it sound a little bit more professional? Does it sound a little bit more like a radio, like you listen to a radio show type of thing? I'm trying to make sure that I try to capture like as good and clear and as natural of my voice as possible, because you guys know I love to give you guys the best sound quality when it comes to my channel. So I've been playing around with the settings, trying to find the perfect balance. So, you know, y'all in the chat, man, let me know how I sound, if I sound great, if I sound bad, you know, all that good stuff, man. Let me know in the chat, man. Y'all know I appreciate y'all, man. Crystal clear, that's good. He said the Cult of the Lamb review, you sounded great. Thank you, man. Appreciate it, man. Listen, all right, man. Listen. Let me shout out the chat, man. Y'all know how I do things here, man. Listen, if you're at home, if you're at work, I hope I could get you through the work day. If you're at home, or if you're on your way home from work or school, hope I can get you through your commute home, right? If you're at home, you know, cooking dinner, cleaning up the crib, doing homework with the kids, I hope I can get you through your session. Listen, you might be taking a shower. I don't know. Cleanliness is closer to godliness, okay? I just appreciate you putting me on. Listen, you might be having the maritals with the significant other. I don't know. I just appreciate you putting me on. Hey man, listen, shout out to y'all, man. Let me shout out y'all in the crack, and I was gonna say in the crack. Shout out y'all in the chat real quick. Yo, Mary Wilcox in the building. Mary, how you feeling today? JFlex81, what's going on with you, bro? He says, I'm about to sleep, so it's a good lullaby. Appreciate you, bro. Blackbeard in the building, what's going on with you? Wanka76, what's going on with you? Stardust Asiro, what's going on with you? Stone in the building, shout out to Catwoman. Yo, listen, man, I need y'all to give Stone all of your love and praise and best wishes, man. She was in a crazy ass wreck. I think it was like 2 days ago. I'm glad she's good. I'm glad she's, you know, she's not super duper injured. You know, I think she banged up her elbow or shoulder, but she's good, right? So I just need y'all to definitely give your love to her in the chat, man, and just, you know, wish her the best. You know, wish her the best with everything, man. So, you know, I'm glad you're good though, Stone. I'm glad you're good, man. That's crazy. Shout out to Stone though. Dadley Pierre, what's going on with you, man? Appreciate you. PS Rewind in the building. PS Rewind, what's going on with you? John the Don in the building. What's going on, John? Appreciate you, bro. Link in the building. Link, what's going on with you? Carl Anchor in the building. Carl, how you feeling today? Ambro Gamer, what's going on with you? Lorenzo Carson in the building. Lorenzo, how you feeling today, man? Mass Produced 201, how you feeling today? D True 49 in the building. What's going on with you? Kevin in the building. Kevin, how you feeling today, man? Marcus in the building. Marcus, how you feeling today? Uppercase J in the building. He says, if Persona don't open up the Discord today, I'm gonna throw shit around in his chat. We'll see. Yo, Sergeant 12 in the building. What's going on with you? Mike 0508. What's going on with you, bro? Appreciate you. Damien in the building. Damien, how you feeling today, bro? King Kiso. What's going on with you? Says, shit, you might be having the maritals with your son. Hey, yo, King so funny. Jeff B Gaming in the building. What's going on with you, bro? Appreciate you. Strictly Gaming, what's going on, bro? He says, what up, bro? What up, chat? Eating so can't talk. Yeah, appreciate you coming through, Strick. Jay Barry in the building, the other half of What's Up PlayStation podcast. You know this Saturday show is going to be on point. Big shout out to the other half of Whoops in the building. True Virgil in the building. True Virgil, what's good, bro? Arc War Angel, what's going on with you, man? Oolong T Gaming in the building. What's going on with you, bro? And I appreciate you. Who else is here? Corrosive in the building. Corrosive, how you feeling today, man? I hope you're good, man. Bird in the building. Shout out to my boy Bird. He said, get your Stephen A. Smith on today, Persona. Oh, you listen, you know. Listen. You already know. Yo, King 1710 in the building. I see a lot of bots happy, but don't play COD. Hey, yo, King, listen, bro. Listen, man, you already know. Yo, Big Mike in the building. Big Mike, what's going on with you, bro? Who else is here? Yo, Weatherman, what's good? What's good? Ice Queen Gaming in the building. Ice Queen, what's going on with you? Phil DVG, what's going on with you? What's good, Persona in chat? Also glad you are doing better, Stone. What's good? Jim said they call him Lion Ryan in the tweets. He gonna make sure Phil in the last place of Kevin. Last place of God, all this shit. Hey, all this shit crazy. Yo, Prince Philip, what's going on with you, bro? Appreciate you, man. Yo, Tarana Duffy in the building. Tarana, what's going on with you? Viper Reaps Corner in the building. Viper, what's up? Plus Ultra in the building. Cloud Strife, James Williams, The Unknown, John Donuts. Who else is here? I can't scroll all the way up in the chat. I hate that it does that. SIE, what's going on with you? Forget Me Not in the building. B Staples, what's going on with you? Gaming Night, what's good, man? Sinister, Slow Mo, what up? Henry Heck in the building, man. Round of applause for everybody in the chat. Yo, Sheba Army Brat, what's good? Lion Ryan lost COD and they lost Bungie. And got Bungie. Oh. Yeah, shout out to everybody, man. Yo, Stardust, man, appreciate you. 16 months as a member on the channel, man. One of the day ones. He says, what it be? Gaming with Persona, aka fellow iPhone user. Absolutely, man. Yo, that iPhone event was great. Them AirPod Pros, Gen 2s, them joints look fire. And that iPhone 14 Pro Max, I ain't gonna cap, man. That thing is looking really, really nice. I'm digging what I saw there. Yo, Bari in the building. Yo, Bari, 18 months as a member on the channel. You know, I appreciate you, brother. He says, Jim Ryan is my friend. Absolutely. You are my friend. Oh, I forgot the words. But Jim Ryan is my friend. Oh, yeah. You are my friend forever, Jim Ryan. Because you're going to keep COD on PlayStation. Hey, yo, look. Yo, Blue Mustang 357. What's going on with you, bro? He says, dudes out here tripping. That's a fact. That is a fact. You already know. And Caleb Kaiser. Yo, Caleb, what's good, man? 18 months as a member on the channel. You know, I appreciate you, bro. He says, Phil the Snake Spencer. Oh, boy. Snake all. Snake all. Get your snake all over here, please. Hey, yo. What's going on? All right, we got all the shout outs out the way. Hey, man, let's start the show up, man. Let's start the show up. What, yo, ladies and gentlemen, what's going on here, man? What is going on here? I am speechless. I am flabbergasted. The unmitigated gall. The unmitigated gall that you would dare try to play try to play the PlayStation Nation. We're not letting it happen. Steady Flow, what up? Arcade Gamer, what's good? We're not letting it happen, PlayStation Nation. We will not let this happen. But yo, Jim Ryan, yo, listen. One thing, what I tell y'all, man, business is always. First off, I want people to give me my flowers, right? I need people to give me my flowers, right? Because when yo, it is funny because I should have stuck to my goddamn guns like 2 weeks ago, because I had just like kind of reverted. It was like, all right, you know, I'm kind of gonna go with what you know folks are saying or whatever. At this point, I should have stuck to my guns, because when Phil Spencer first put out that tweet all those many months ago, back in January, talking about, oh yeah, you know, we remain committed to putting Call of Duty on PlayStation and blah, blah, blah. Back in January, when the acquisition first got announced, and then he put that tweet out, I said for months, I stood by my goddamn guns. And y'all, for y'all that watch my channel or watch What's Up PlayStation podcast, you were there. You were there. I said for months, I'm not going to stand by this, man, because that can mean anything. I don't think that's what it's going to be. I always said, yo, I think they're going to take it off. They're just saying that right now, but they're going to take it off once the deal goes through, all this other shit. I was saying that for months, and people's like, oh, Persona, can you not read? Can you not see what he said? Can you not see this? Can you not? I'm like, yo, I see what he's saying, but I don't know, man. It's just, anybody would say that to get something to go through. I was saying that for months, and then like 2 weeks ago, I was like, because you know, all the Brazilian documents and everything else came out, and even then, though, I was still like, yo, man, listen, I'm not gonna put it past, I'm not gonna put it past Phil Spencer and Microsoft to take this off of PlayStation, because I feel like that's what they would do, right? And I said this for months, and my whole thing is, yo, y'all know how I feel about this whole thing. This whole thing. First off, it seemed weird that even back then, it seemed weird that he was like talking about like that type of backroom dealings, because the question that I asked was, okay, well, what's the deal? Is it going to be on Call of Duty indefinitely? Is it going to be a Call of Duty for an extended period of time? That was the question that I was asking. I always ask that question of, okay, well, I want to know what the deal is. Like, what is the actual deal? What is going to be allowed or not allowed when it comes to if and when this becomes, you know, this deal closes, right? Everyone is just saying, oh, well, you know, it's just gonna stay on Call of Duty or whatever. They're not gonna take it off COD because of expenses and stuff like that. And I'm like, yo, back then I said it. I said, yo, this is a company that has been sinking X amount of dollars into it. Now, obviously, after the fact, Phil Spencer came out, and this is why I say, yo, this messaging is real funky, right? Because you had a lot of people saying, oh, don't believe what Phil Spencer was saying with that, but believe what Phil Spencer is saying with this, and all this. Really, all this shit seems like hearsay, bruh. Like, until, like, everyone is gonna say one thing and do another, man. Going back to that Batman quote, man. Yeah, you know, your words don't define you, it's your actions. You feel me? The actions is what's truly going to define what is going to happen. You feel me? And what's being said and what's actually happening are, if this whole shit has been two different things, because even during the court proceedings, right? Because people, and that's why I say, like, you know, Twitter and social media and all that, it really is its own world. Because in the real world, and especially when it comes to business, right? A lot of people on Twitter, they like to pretend like they know what they talking about, man. They, like, a lot of people really don't know shit. Like, and I mean across the board, man. And I mean this respectfully, right? And even myself, like, I'll give my opinions on things, right? But I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I know every single thing that every single person is doing or every single whatever. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's just not, you know, what I do. That's not how I am. But when it comes to these situations, you got a lot of people speaking in absolutes and not really backing up their claims. They want you to believe one thing over the other. It's all this weird stuff, man. And the way I'm looking at it, I'm like, yo, what is and what isn't? You feel me? That's what I want to know. Like, give me the facts, right? And when it came to that deal and what was going on, I always, to this day, I've always wanted to know, okay, what is the actual deal, right? Because here we go. Yo, for some reason, so OBS just updated. So, like, my Steam Deck doesn't work and the plugins don't work. And the reason why it doesn't work is because there's some type of bug or whatever in the OBS update. So I have to, like, actually click on each scene in order to make shit show now. Shit is hella weird. But this was the original quote. This was the original tweet that sparked everything back in January, right? Phil Spencer says, had good calls this week with leaders at Sony. I confirmed our intent to honor all existing agreements upon acquisition of Activision Blizzard and our desire to keep Call of Duty on PlayStation. Sony is an important part of our industry and we value our relationship. When people read that, right? And listen, I understand it, because even me looking at this and even reading it now and seeing what Jim Ryan has said, yo, this is like a complete 180, because Phil Spencer neglected to mention, you know, that, because a lot of people in like a lot of articles that are coming out and things like that, people are adding in that whole several more years thing, and I kept wondering, where are people getting this several more years shit from? Because when he talked with Sony, this is what he told us initially in January. So I can understand a lot of people looking at this and saying, oh, okay, you know, they're going to treat it like the Minecraft deal. Because when you really think about it and look at it, it would make sense for them to treat the Call of Duty situation like the Minecraft deal. And even a lot of people on Twitter, and this is why I say, yo, this is why I say a lot of people on Twitter, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Respectfully, right? Because you had a lot of people that were saying, oh, well, this Activision acquisition is bigger than Call of Duty. You had a lot of people looking to mobile as to why. When Phil Spencer said this, and even with the other tweet, the other information that has come out since then, for example, the Brazilian documents where, you know, Microsoft said, you know, Call of Duty is not profitable without PlayStation, right? All these other quotes and things, and all these other things that has been coming out that has been said from Microsoft in regards to the importance of Call of Duty to other platforms. And what's funny is people, I'm all over the place. Let me stick to this right now. And so I can understand, because like I said, even myself, I even reneged on my initial thoughts 2 weeks ago, because we saw that the quotes coming from Microsoft saying, oh yeah, you know, Call of Duty is not profitable without PlayStation and all these other things. So even I got caught up in this towards the end, but I'm glad I'm glad Jim Ryan said what he said. But when you look at this initial tweet, yo, J Gamer UK, what's good, man? When you look at this initial tweet, you would assume that, okay, they talked with PlayStation and it's going to be like the Minecraft deal, because to this day, Minecraft games are being developed and put onto PlayStation. And what a lot of these people that were saying online, a lot of these people was trying to say, oh, well, you know, the Activision acquisition is bigger than Call of Duty. It's about mobile. It's about King. It's about this. It's about that. It's not about Call of Duty. Call of Duty is going to stay on PlayStation. You know, they started, even a lot of these Xbox fanboys and zealots, and a lot of these folks were also accepting it and under the impression that Call of Duty was going to stay on PlayStation. But the way they put their spin on it was, oh yeah, Call of Duty will stay on PlayStation, but it's going into Game Pass day and date. And that was something that Microsoft confirmed last week. Sorry. That was something that Microsoft confirmed last week, was that Call of Duty was going to go into Game Pass. So yeah, it was still going to be made on PlayStation, but you know, the sales pitch would be, you know, why spend 70 when you could spend 15 a month or 180 a year, upwards of 200 a year to access one game. You get what I'm saying? So that was what all sides were the debates that were happening after all this information was that. No one was really thinking, oh, okay, Call of Duty is never going to be on PlayStation anymore, because all the information led to people to believe and think, oh, okay, it is what it is, but it'll be in Game Pass. But then Jim Ryan comes out and he essentially says, where's it at? Here we go. I forget I can't use my fucking Steam Deck, man. My Stream Deck, so I can switch between scenes. Let me get these super chats real quick. Yo, shout out to Oolong Tea Gaming, man. Appreciate you, man. Always supporting the channel, rocking out with your boy. Appreciate you for the super chat. He says, I couldn't deal with these Xbox spaces today. They wilding out today. That's my thing, right? And this goes across the board, right? It's very important for us to be able to really have this conversation without the misinformation, without the propaganda and all that bullshit. And I'm talking on all sides, man. When I listen to some people talk about this situation, it's all about about this Call of Duty, or not even about the acquisition of Activision. I hear a lot of people talk about this as if PlayStation has wronged them, right? Because really and truly, a lot of the zealots and fanboys in these spaces and on through Twitter and all this other stuff, they do not care about Call of Duty. And really and truly, a lot of them do not care about a lot of the games coming from Activision as a whole. A lot of them don't play mobile. A lot of them don't play Blizzard games. Now, albeit, Diablo 4, because I love Diablo as well. I think Diablo 4 will be played on all sides. I'll give you that, right? But really and truly, a lot of the games that were coming from Activision, these people have not played or do not play or buy or partake in, right? Crash and Spyro, those are kiddie games, right? No one wants to play one and dones. Call of Duty, it's from what people are saying, it's the same shit every year from what they say, right? Mobile. I mean, really? None of these people in here is playing mobile. And again, Blizzard, outside of Diablo, which I think is an outlier, they're not playing that stuff. Nobody in these spaces is playing WoW right now. Nobody that's championing this Activision deal is playing World of Warcraft, playing Spyro, playing Call of Duty, playing Candy Crush. You may get an outlier here and there where you got one or two or three people, but the majority of the people do not play Activision's games. So a lot of what you're in, and from where I'm sitting and from my perspective, a lot of what you're seeing is you're seeing people. Every time I hear people talk it's like this. It's like, you know, oh, well, you know, where did Sony hurt you? Show us where Sony hurt you. Like, it's like Sony has hurt them deeper than gaming. It's like on a personal level, like on a mental level, that these people are legit angry and hurt by PlayStation. It's really weird because when you hear them talk about this acquisition, it's not, they're not speaking about it from a Microsoft perspective. They're speaking about it from a perspective of, oh, well, you know, this is good because this hurts PlayStation. This is good because PlayStation has done timed exclusive deals for certain games. You know, I even hear people still talking. Yo, here's how crazy this shit is, right, guys? I still see people bringing up Spider-Man as an argument for why this deal needs to go why this Activision deal needs to go through, because Spider-Man is exclusive to PlayStation. And that blows my mind. And ladies and gentlemen, this is why I tell you, when you're listening to people on the internet, on Twitter, on, you know, your favorite personalities, whoever, it is always good to do your own research and fact check, right? Because people are going to always give you their side of the truth, their interpretation of the truth, or their thoughts, and not truly give you the whole picture and allow you to come to an educated conclusion for yourself, right? You already know, man, I like to give y'all the whole story and then we talk about it. Of course, I'm gonna give my opinion on it, but it's important for you to be well educated and well informed on all of everything so that we can have a true conversation. To see people still trying to use Spider-Man as a means to why this Activision deal needs to go through, it lets me know a lot of this is propaganda and misinformation that's trying to be spread to push an agenda. Because the news came out maybe 2 months ago. It may have been a month. It may have been 2 months. I don't remember. But when yo, Vel R, what's good, bro? Ekem, what's good? Shout out to everybody in the chat. I'm kind of like I'm in a rant mode right now, so I'm not looking over at the chat as much. But anybody that's come in, man, I appreciate everybody rocking out with me, man. Shout out to everybody here, man. I appreciate y'all. 2 months ago, a month or 2 months ago, the news came out that Marvel went to Microsoft first and asked them, we want you to make a Marvel IP game or Spider-Man game or whatever. And Microsoft said no. So then they went to PlayStation and PlayStation said yes. How is that PlayStation's fault? This misinformation that keeps getting spread about, oh, well, you know, the time exclusivity deals for this and that and this and that. Oh, PlayStation's wrong for this. PlayStation's wrong for that. They shouldn't be doing this. They shouldn't be doing that. And I'm looking at, and I'm listening to the shit being said, and I'm like, yo, are we on the same planet? Are we paying attention to the same news and the same information that's being put out here? Any deal that PlayStation has done and I talked about this maybe last week or 2 weeks ago. Any deal that PlayStation has done that's a timed exclusive deal is a deal that PlayStation went to the dev, publisher, whoever, and asked. This wasn't anything that was done maliciously. This was business. But to see people continuously using Spider-Man's exclusivity, Final Fantasy, a game that a lot of these people don't even care about. You feel me? They don't care about Final Fantasy. How many people, you know, all of the Final Fantasy games, I think they might still be in Game Pass, or a couple of them might have left. How many of them have finished those games? Did you finish Final Fantasy 7, 8, 9, 10, 10-2, 12, 13, 15? Did you actually finish and play these games? Because that's how you show that that the interest is there. Are you going to buy Final Fantasy Crisis Core? That's coming to Xbox. Are you going to buy that? Are you going to play that? Are you going to support that? But the fact that people keep trying to use PlayStation doing timed exclusive deals or timed content, especially with Call. You know what the irony of all of this is? You really want to know what the irony of all of this is, ladies and gentlemen? the very people that are trying to use the fact that PlayStation was doing timed exclusive deals with Call of Duty for double XP, or exclusive deals with Call of Duty for beta access and all these other things that they've done over the years through, from last generation, Xbox was doing during the 360 generation. The map packs always came out 30 days early on Xbox. Sometimes longer. For an entire generation, you had a demographic of people who had to wait 30 days. They bought the same game like you did. They paid the same $60 like everybody else, but had to wait 30 days more in order to play these games, in order to play content. And no one saw an issue with this. And listen, people still bought it, played it, enjoyed their time with it, and all of that. You get what I'm saying? There was no issue. But when the tables are turned, we want to cry foul. That's where we are, where there's a lot of revisionist history happening here, where you have a lot of people trying to use things that either have not happened or are not giving you the full details of what they're explaining in terms of a situation. They're giving you half truths and misinformation to get you riled up and get you angry and get you on the bandwagon of, oh yeah, screw PlayStation, screw Sony, Activision, they need to be with Microsoft because this is anti-consumer with PlayStation. You got people angry at PlayStation over nothing. They want to see PlayStation fail over lies and misinformation. Let me get these super chats. Yo, Shattered Youth, man, appreciate you for the super chat. It says, we got to give Persona his flowers. He was right. Yo, listen, man. Listen. I was always skeptical up until 2 weeks ago. I was always skeptical up until 2 weeks ago. Yo, Viper Reeves Corner, what's going on with you, man? Appreciate you for the super chat. It says, Jim Ryan popped his collar and was like, I'm not going out like this. Hold my bill. Ayo. Ayo, facts. We about to get to Jim Ryan right now. John Donuts, man, I appreciate you for the super chat, man. He says, Phil Spencer is ultimate spine doctor persona. All right. So I wanted to get that out the way because it's important. It's important that I think everyone be able to identify that you have a lot of people spreading misinformation and propaganda to get you angry and get you on board with this Activision deal. Like, yo, listen, I love Call of Duty, man. Like, if you know me, if you watch my channel, watch my content, watch WUPS, or hear me anywhere, you know I love Call of Duty. I love COD, man. And listen, COD has been fucking up the last couple of years. I will admit that. But Call of Duty always has my love. And to see a franchise, because here's the other thing, and shout out to Bari, because I was just listening to Bari's show earlier today. He did a week on Talk, man. Make sure y'all check that out. He was spitting some straight facts. I was listening to Bari today, and you know he hit the nail on the head, where he said, you know, people who truly love COD, and I'm paraphrasing, I'm not going to get it word for word, so sorry, Barry, if I butcher this, but essentially what he was saying was people who love Call of Duty are not asking for this and are worried that this might make the series even worse than what it is now, and not on some, and listen guys, this is not on some fanboy stuff. That's another thing, man. Like yo, real quick, let me go on another rant real quick. A lot of people, and this again, a lot of this stuff is exclusive to social media, because in the real world, people don't give a fuck. Because in the real world, you can give an opinion, and you know you can have a conversation with, well, not with every person in the world, but with most people, you're able to have a conversation, and it just be that, a conversation. Only on Twitter is it this bullshit. Anyway, you people got to stop. Like, like, yo, a lot of people run to, oh yeah, you know, this is console warrior shit, or you're a fanboy or whatever. They run to that shit so quick when you are giving your thoughts on something and are not willing to look at the track record, right? This is something that I'm very big on, right? And when we look at the track record, right, and put the fanboy shit to the side, man. Like we having a conversation. Like, we really are having this conversation. When you look at the track record of Microsoft or Xbox the past couple of years, it has not been great. Now, has there been some small wins here and there? Absolutely. Absolutely. Right? But holistically, as a whole, the track record has not been good. I mean, just look at one of their previous flagship franchises, Halo Infinite. Abysmal. Look at their output, or their lack thereof, this year. Abysmal. People keep saying, oh, look to the future, to the future, to the future, to the future. No. No. Like, no, there is no look to the future. We got to look right now. Because right now, there's nothing. At Microsoft's handling of studios and their handling of sorry, I just got like a Slack from work. I don't even know why I'm looking at Slack right now. I shouldn't even be logged in. But anyway, looking at their inability to cultivate a steady stream of content over the past 3+ years. Consistently, it's very important, consistently. And even with some of the releases being in the state that they were in, this is cause for concern. Not no fanboy shit. Like, we're just having a conversation. This is a cause for concern. And like I said, they've had small wins here and there, right? Psychonauts, Horizon, Forza Horizon, and all that other stuff. You know, fine. But to be at the, because people like to use, people are trying to use, like, it's funny too, because people are trying to use games that were already about to release and counting that as wins for Microsoft. Those aren't wins for Microsoft. Hellblade releasing is not a win. You know, when you're looking at Ninja Theory on the Microsoft, we're looking at Bleeding Edge. When we're looking at a win for what is that? The Initiative. There is not Initiative. What's the other one? I forgot the other studio. Obsidian. You know, I forgot that Fallout like game. I forgot the name of it. Somebody tell me in the chat. That was going to be released regardless. That's not a win for Microsoft. What would be the win for Microsoft is Avowed. Pentiment. That's how you judge the studio looking under the scope of Microsoft. Not what the hell is the Fallout? What's the name of that Fallout game that Obsidian did that came out? Somebody tell me in the chat. Somebody tell me in the chat, because it's gonna bug me. What's the name of it? It's gonna bug me. What's the name of that game that Obsidian made? Outer Worlds. Thank you. Outer Worlds. Thank you. Outer Worlds was already that was already in a very deep development cycle and was going to be coming out. You don't look at Obsidian and say, oh yeah, Microsoft cultivated that. Absolutely not. You need to look at Avowed and Pentiment. Rare. Sea of Thieves is in a good state now, sure. From what they say, it's popular. But what about Everwild? In developmental hell. We don't even know what the game is yet. They don't even know what the game is yet. That leadership, man, that focus. That is what's worrisome.
especially when you're looking at the handling of Halo Infinite. It's got me very worried for Call of Duty. 100%. 1,000,000%. Perfect Dark, that's another one. Initiative. You know, they grabbed what's in it? Crystal Dynamics, right? Which cool. You know, you grab Crystal, fine, whatever. Although I think it's a bit off, but you know, they did what they did. And when we look at the handling of that, people leaving, they're struggling with this, they're struggling with that. You look at Playground Games, they're struggling with Fable. They don't know how to make the game, but they took it on. It's just too much. There's too much there it's too much there that's worrisome, where then you look at the Activision acquisition and say, oh yeah, I have faith that that's going to be successful. I don't. Respectfully, I don't. And this is coming from a long time Call of Duty player. I've been playing Call of Duty for over 10 years. Faithfully. I don't have faith that Microsoft will steer the franchise, or really steer Activision, in the right direction. Because they still have yet to steer themselves in the right direction. I'm sorry. But this is great. But this is great for gamers. I'm sorry. But yo, let's talk about yeah, I keep clicking the button on my Stream Deck to change the scenes. I keep forgetting it doesn't work. Oh, let me get this super chat. Yo, John Donut. No, Viper Reaps, man. Viper, I appreciate you for the super chat. He says, I believe the word you are looking for is cesspool of news on Twitter. Yeah, let's go with that. That works. That absolutely works. Shout out to everybody in the chat too, man. I appreciate all y'all rocking out with your boy. Definitely appreciate y'all. All right, man. Let's look at Jim Ryan, man. Let's look at what Jim Ryan's saying. So, listen, everyone been calling Jim Ryan for months now, over a year, for a while now, right? And you know, Jim Ryan doesn't have the best reputation with a lot of gamers right now. You know, there's a lot of people feeling a certain type of way. And, you know, I'm not here to talk about that. We're not here to talk about that, though, right? We're here to talk about what Jim Ryan said. Because a lot of people have been trying to come at PlayStation, because PlayStation has been very vocal, and as they should. See, here's the weird thing about business, right? People, yo, it's so weird. People say, oh, yeah, you know, I'm not, you know, we're not in the business. People always running their mouth when it comes to, oh yeah, we don't know nothing about these business dealings. We don't have. Do you have any stocks? Oh, let me do the voice.
Do you have any stocks? Huh? We're not in the boardrooms, okay? So because we're not in the boardrooms, we shouldn't be talking about this stuff, right? You know, let's stick to the games, guys. It's all about the games. The games is what's important. The games is what matters. It's not about everything else. I don't care about the business. I don't care about how to get these deals done. All I care about is the games. As long as I'm playing games, that's all that matters. That is all that matters. It's the games. I just want to play games.
I just want to have fun with my friends.
Well, do you own stocks in the company? Why are we even having this conversation? We shouldn't be talking about the business because you don't own any stocks. I don't own any stocks. Why are we talking about this?
That's what they're talking about, man. That's what they're talking about. That's what they say. But then when it comes to all this bullshit, here you hear and see everybody then wanting to talk about it. Everybody knows business better than the next person. Oh, well, you know, I know how business works. I know how business is supposed to go. I know what the next plans are going to be. I know. It's just like, yo, what? Anyway. So Jim Ryan, he spilled the beans. Listen, you know, Jim Ryan, he yo, you know, real talk. And listen, people think that Jim Ryan is supposed to just you know what this is? This is you know what this is, guys? This is a LeBron James shut up and dribble situation. You guys remember when LeBron was speaking out about a lot of social justice issues, during his interviews after games and stuff like that? And that one Fox lady, I forgot her name, she was saying that LeBron needs to just shut up and dribble. Remember that? Y'all remember that in the chat? Let me know if y'all remember that. Put a 1 in the chat if you remember that. You remember that? Yeah, she's like, oh, just shut up and dribble. That's what she said, right? Oh, you don't need to be talking about this. You play basketball. We don't want to hear about this. We just want you to shut up and dribble. That's what she said to LeBron. That's what she said. That is this situation. Now, obviously, obviously the severity of what she said and what LeBron was speaking out against, obviously it's not equal, right? I want to preface that it's not equal to that. But what I'm trying to say is you got a lot of people on Twitter that want Jim Ryan. They don't want Jim Ryan to speak out against the acquisition. They don't want the CMA to investigate the acquisition. They don't want the FTC. Hello, FTC. They don't want none of these people to speak out or hinder this acquisition. They just want everybody to shut up and just be okay with it. So them seeing Jim Ryan speak out and be vocal, and PlayStation being honest, right, about how severe and how detrimental Call of Duty is to the PlayStation brand, and again, Jim Ryan represents PlayStation. Jim Ryan does not represent Xbox. He does not represent this console war bullshit. He represents PlayStation. He represents Sony. His job is to make sure that money is coming in, not going out. So he is going to do everything in his power to make sure that money is going to continue to come in and not go out. But people want it the opposite way. They just want Jim Ryan to shut up and just shut up and be a CEO. Shut up and stop meddling in other people's business. Oh, why are you in this business, Jim Ryan? Just shut up and accept it, okay? You'll get Call of Duty for another 2 to 3 years. So why are you speaking out? Because Jim Ryan understands that PlayStation is an extremely important extremely important brand, but also an extremely large part of Sony. You need money coming in, not going out. So he's going to do everything that he's going to do everything in his power, as he should, right? But so remember, just to refresh your memory, at the beginning of the show, we were talking about Phil Spencer and this tweet that he made back in January, on January 20th, 2022. This is right after the acquisition got announced of Microsoft acquiring Activision. And when acquiring Activision, obviously there was a lot of discourse and things like that on Twitter and on podcasts and all these other things. So Phil Spencer came out and he said, had good calls this week with leaders at Sony. I confirmed our intent to honor all existing agreements upon acquisition of Activision Blizzard and our desire to keep Call of Duty on PlayStation. Sony is an important part of our industry and we value our relationship. That is what Phil Spencer said. Now, Jim Ryan, he finally broke his silence and he said, this is shout out to GameIndustry.biz. He said in a recent interview, he said, I hadn't intended to comment on what I understood to be a private business discussion, but I feel the need to set the record straight because Phil Spencer brought this into the public forum. Microsoft has only offered for Call of Duty to remain on PlayStation for 3 years after the current agreement between Activision and Sony ends. After almost 20 years of Call of Duty on PlayStation, their proposal was inadequate on many levels and failed to take account of the impact on our gamers. We want to guarantee PlayStation gamers continue to have the highest quality of Call of Duty experience, and Microsoft's proposal undermines this principle. I got to give Jim Ryan a round of applause. I got to give Jim Ryan another round of applause. Because Jim Ryan respects the PlayStation gamer. He understands the importance of Call of Duty to PlayStation and its gamers. And he's going to go to bat. He's going to speak for the PlayStation Nation. And he is going to make sure that he does everything in his power to keep the PlayStation gamers well fed. Hey, yo, listen, I see no issue here. Because Jim Ryan is setting the record straight. Because again, just last week, everyone was under the impression that okay, Call of Duty is just going to continue to be on PlayStation, just like Minecraft, indefinitely, and it'll just be in Game Pass, and that's where the deal or whatever would be. Like in terms of like, you know, you choose what you want to do. You want to buy into the subscription service, or you want to pay full price for the game on PlayStation. That's what everyone thought. And I'm sure that's what a lot of FTC and I'm sure a lot of these government officials and regulators probably thought the same thing. That's why PlayStation has been speaking out so much and trying to explain to people the importance of Call of Duty. So when it comes to what he's saying here, I'm glad he told us. I'm glad he said this. Because this shines a light to the means that Microsoft will go to close a deal. Lie, misinform, the gift for gab, speaking half truths, all of it. All of it. So more than likely for the rest of this generation, because you've got to figure 2 more years is on the contract, and then Phil Spencer says 3 more years, so that's another 5 years. So probably by the end of this generation, going into the next generation, Call of Duty would be exclusive to Xbox. Ryan's looking at that and it's like, hell no. This is one of the largest franchises in the entire industry. We account for majority of the player base. The amount of money coming in, hell no. This needs to stay on PlayStation indefinitely. You're taking a large piece of the pie off the table with this acquisition of Activision. You got to come better than that. But see, you know why I love the internet? Because the internet never forgets, ladies and gentlemen. The internet never forgets, right? Shout out to because you see, the other thing is you got a lot of people that are saying, oh well, you know, he never said it was going to be on there indefinitely. Microsoft never promised anything, okay? They never promised anything. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, we about to go down memory lane. Shout out to my boy Jeff Keighley. Hey, yo, Jeff, when you coming through the whoops, man, we gotta have that talk. We gotta talk, man. So Jeff Keighley puts out a tweet and he says, in February, Microsoft's Brad Smith said that Xbox would treat Call of Duty similar to Minecraft and put it on even more platforms, including continuing on PlayStation. Did Xbox want a concession from Sony to get more than 3 years? 3 more years? Let's listen into this. Listen to what Brad Smith says.
Gamers, you're not talking about pulling Activision products like Call of Duty off of competing platforms outside of the Xbox universe. You're not going to make that content exclusive to Xbox going forward, are you?
One of the things we're being very clear about as we move forward with the regulatory review of this acquisition is that great titles like Call of Duty from Activision Blizzard today will continue to be available on the Sony PlayStation. We'd like to bring it to Nintendo devices.
Lord have mercy. Hello FTC. 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 Where is the FTC when you need them? Let's play that back. Yo, Brad Smith, talk to the community, man. Talk to them again. I don't think they heard you in the back, Brad. Can you talk to us again, please? But I'm gonna make sure everybody hears that. Go ahead.
For those gamers, you're not talking about pulling Activision products like Call of Duty off of competing platforms outside of the Xbox universe. You're not going to make that content exclusive to Xbox going forward, are you?
One of the things we're being very clear about as we move forward with the regulatory review of this acquisition is that great titles like Call of Duty from Activision Blizzard today will continue to be available on the Sony PlayStation. We'd like to bring it to Nintendo devices. We'd like to bring the other popular titles that Activision Blizzard has and ensure that they continue to be available on PlayStation, that they become available on Nintendo. You know, one of the first acquisitions, really the first acquisition made after Satya Nadella became CEO, was of Minecraft. That was back in September of 2014. And what we've done with that acquisition, I think, is a clear indicator of what we hope to do if we acquire Activision Blizzard. Namely, invest even more in innovation, bring it to more people, bring it to more platforms, make it even more useful and hopefully delightful for the people who use it.
Hey. Hello, FTC. Yo, ladies and gentlemen, watch people try to spin this. Watch them try to spin this. You gonna have a lot of people that's gonna try to spin this, and they gonna try to say things like, "Oh well, you know, that was at the time," and "Oh well, you know, things change," and "Oh well, you know, put Game Pass on PlayStation." That's what he meant. He meant through Game Pass. They gonna be saying all this crazy stuff to spin this. And really and truly, he says it clear as day.
We're being very clear.
They are being very clear. Very clear. Do we know what very clear means? Very clear, meaning there is no miscommunication. There is no cross wires. There is no what ifs. There is no blah, blah. No, very clear.
One of the things we're being very clear about as we move forward with the regulatory review of this acquisition is that great titles like Call of Duty from Activision Blizzard today will continue to be available on the Sony PlayStation. We'd like to.
He didn't say continue to be. He did not say continue to be on PlayStation for several more years. He didn't say continue to be on PlayStation XY. You know, none of that, right? And going back to Phil Spencer. You know, my boy Philip Bartholomew. Hold up, let me. You know what? Hold up. Wait. Hold up, guys. Hold up. How do I open this? I want to have two separate. I want to have copy link to tweet. I want to have two separate things open so that I can. I want to do this the right way. I want to do this the right way. Okay. So there's that. No. There we go. Right. There is. I'm sorry. I was trying to split the windows. So when we look at this, Phil Spencer is saying one thing, and really and truly, it looks like it's in line with what Brad Smith is saying, because there is no for 7 more years, for a limited amount of time. There is no wording like that, man. When you and here's the thing, man, because people think that these CEOs and executives are going to omit they just didn't say. No, when you're a CEO, an executive, or like someone that's in a high position, language and communication is key, and it's extremely important, because in the position that you hold, what you say, it holds, and especially in Phil Spencer's case, it holds a lot of weight. It can make change. Your words and your communication will make things happen. So it is important that you are clear, concise, and as descriptive as possible in your communication, because as an executive, as a CEO, as a whatever, you do not want to raise reasonable doubt and you do not want to spread misinformation. So when we are looking at Phil Spencer's tweet, there is no for several more years. There is no, oh yeah, for a limited time after the contractual agreements. There is none of that. And then when we look at what Brad Smith is saying, where he says it's going to be on, you know, he wants to be very clear. Again, when you're in these types of positions of power, communication is very, very important.
Forward with the regulatory review of this acquisition is that great titles like Call of Duty from
Exclusive to Xbox going forward, right?
One of the things we're being very clear about is
very clear. You have to pay attention to the certain word cues that's being used. Very clear. It's important that he preferenced that because he wanted to squash any type of reasonable doubt. Now, were they lying? Were there misinformation? Were they on some snake oil salesman shit? Listen, from where I'm sitting, it looks like it, because from what Jim Ryan is saying in this tweet right here, this doesn't look like everyone was on the same page. It's clear what's being communicated from Phil Spencer and Brad Smith and Microsoft, and what what Jim Ryan is saying. Clearly, and we'll probably never know what the entire conversation entailed, like how the conversation went back and forth. But it's clear that whatever was being told from Microsoft to Jim Ryan, he was not feeling that. And from what he's saying here, that it would only be on there for 3 more years, that does not sound in line with what Brad Smith is saying here, of them wanting to keep the games like Call of Duty on PlayStation and even bring it to other platforms like Nintendo and XYZ, right? And then went on to use the example of Minecraft. It's very important that you also pay attention to that, because Minecraft is a game that to this day, right? Minecraft happened in 2014. We're talking almost 10 years later. 10 years later, Minecraft games have continuously released on PlayStation the same day that they released on Xbox. So when he used Minecraft as an example, he used it as an example because he wanted to make very clear and give an example with Minecraft, which also paints the picture of Microsoft wanting to keep these games on PlayStation and other platforms indefinitely. Because again, almost 10 plus years have gone by now, and Minecraft is still releasing on PlayStation. So when he uses that example and then and goes back to Call of Duty, that is supposed to kind of rest assured it's going to stay there. You know, you see how long we had Minecraft on PlayStation. It's been almost 10 plus years. We intend to do the same thing with PlayStation, with Call of Duty. There's nothing to worry about. But what Jim Ryan's saying here, that's not the indicator at all. So my question is, I mean, we know who's lying. But right now, this is all he said, she said. He said, she said. But when you're looking at what Jim Ryan is saying, and you're looking at what Microsoft has been saying and doing, everything, this shit's not adding up. And this is also a problem because, again, saying one thing and doing another. You can't come out here and say, oh yeah, we're going to keep Call of Duty on PlayStation like we did with Minecraft, and, you know, say things like, oh yeah, Call of Duty would not be profitable without PlayStation, and all these other things, saying this stuff to regulators and FTC and all these other people. But then the actual conversation that you had with Jim Ryan is something else, because even in PlayStation's, like, just look at how hard PlayStation is going against this. If you look at PlayStation's actions, it's quite clear that whatever conversation was had, they were not happy with, because they still went to the Brazilian government. They still are lobbying to not have to make sure that regulators and people in Congress and government or whoever know the detriment of what is going to happen, not just to the industry, but to PlayStation when this happens. So it's clear whatever this is why I say, yo, what PlayStation's doing, it's clear that just look. Look how hard PlayStation and Jim Ryan and executives at PlayStation are going to convey, like, yo, this shit is going to hurt. It's going to hurt the brand. It's going to hurt the industry. It's going to hurt everything. Just look. So it's clear that whatever was said to Jim Ryan, you know, obviously here I'm sure he's paraphrasing a little bit, but it's clear whatever proposal he made, Phil Spencer made, it was bullshit. Because PlayStation, look how hard PlayStation is going. And it's so funny too, because you got all these people that's like so in favor of this. And yo, shout out to Sean Layden, right? Because you know, Sean Layden, he talked about this last year. We talked about game industry consolidation and how much of a detriment this is to our hobby. You got EA almost getting gobbled up by Amazon, but backing out, or it was a rumor or whatever. And now you got Tencent investing X amount of dollars, almost a 50% stake in Ubisoft. We're seeing the very thing that Sean Layden has been talking about for like the past 2 years. And it's so weird to see people so in favor of this, because it's just like, yo, and a lot of this stuff is exclusive to Twitter and social media, because, you know, the fanboys and all this weird shit that you see on Twitter. But it's so weird to see so many people in favor of this, and oh yeah, I want this to happen. But they don't want it to happen for the right reasons. They want it to happen so that PlayStation can fail. People want to see PlayStation either acquired or go away entirely. That's what they want. Because why do you want this deal to go through so bad? You don't like Call of Duty. You don't play mobile games. You don't play Blizzard's games. Now, obviously, Diablo 4 might be the outlier. And those games you already are able to play. So why do you want the deal to go through so bad? Like, why are you harassing the CMA's official Twitter? Why are you harassing and trying to come at PlayStation and Jim Ryan, telling them to shut up and let it go through? Why are you telling American government officials to shut up and just mind your business? Why are you so in favor of this and willing to disrespect and step over everybody to get this done? Why? If you were already getting these games, why? That is my question. Why? You know the answer? Because they want to see PlayStation fail. They want to see PlayStation go away. They want to see PlayStation take L's. That's all this is about. It's console war bullshit. It's not about bettering gaming. It's not about making gaming better. It's all for console war bragging rights bullshit. And that's why I said earlier in the week, all this discourse is because motherfuckers want to brag. Motherfuckers want to see a whole publisher go away and be exclusive under one platform so they can brag. It ain't about the fucking games. They don't care about the developers. They don't care about games being better. They just want to brag that shit's in Game Pass. They want to brag that shit can't be on PlayStation. It's not about making games better. That's the problem, man. None of this is about making gaming better. It's about bragging. Fuck out of here, man. That's crazy. That is crazy. Yo, MV Dub, what's good, bro? It's about bragging, ladies and gentlemen. People want to brag. People want to brag, bruh. Yeah, you understand how crazy that sounds? Let me get these super chats, man. Babor, man, appreciate you for the super chat. He says Laura Ingram. I don't get it. That might have been from something I was saying earlier. I don't remember. Bor. Yo, Tricelsius, what's good, bro? Appreciate you for the super chat. Tricelsius says, Post Up said Phil wasn't lying. He just wasn't paying attention to the verbiage. Blame Jim Ryan and PS for the content starving PlayStation. Bro, there is no content that PlayStation was deliberately starving from Xbox. People are looking at an exclusive fucking Quest, an exclusive double XP, or exclusive fucking a gun, and thinking that's destroying the fucking industry. What about all the other, especially with Japanese games? What about all these Japanese games that aren't releasing on on Xbox, but are releasing on PlayStation and Nintendo and PC? Why is everything releasing on everything but Xbox? Trinity Unity, right? That's a game I was looking at this week. Today, actually, not this week, but today. It looks good too. Trinity, what's it called? Trinity. Shit, I forgot the name of the goddamn game. Trinity Trigger. Trinity Trigger is from Xseed. I had just randomly saw this today, right? Yeah, I hate not having my Steam Deck. I just saw this trailer for this shit today, man. It looks cool, man. It looks like a cool game, right? It's made by Xseed, Japanese title, right? It's a Japanese title. I would keep that muted, right? It reminds me of Trials of Mana. And games like that, like or Oninaki. It reminds me of Oninaki as well, right? But then, right, when you get to the end, it's releasing on PlayStation and Switch. Why not Xbox? So you telling me Switch and Nintendo paid them to keep the fucking game off? There are tons of games that are releasing that just are not going to Xbox, and that's not PlayStation or Nintendo or whoever's fault. Developers are just electing not to release these games on fucking Xbox. But people are looking at that and saying, oh, well, this is why PlayStation needs to fail, because they're paying these developers to keep games off of fucking Xbox. Are you kidding me? No, developers are looking at where people are buying games and they're putting their shit there. Because contrary to popular belief, as much as people love these services, everybody doesn't want to put their fucking game in a service. They actually want to make money and so that they can live a comfortable life and actually do shit. They don't want to be tied down to a fucking service. People actually want to make money, make a good return on investment for the time put into a game. They don't want shit in Game Pass. And when they see that they're not going to get that on Xbox, they're electing not to put shit there, at least not day one. That's not PlayStation, Nintendo, or whoever's fault. It's just that simple. But people, you got people on Twitter that's looking at shit like this and blaming PlayStation and trying to say this is why PlayStation needs to fail. They're looking at timed exclusive deals that PlayStation has gone to developers and studios to ask, like, hey, let's make this type of deal because this is the type of return on investment that you could potentially get by partnering with us. Come on, man, with this fucking ambulance. Hold on, guys. My fault. Jesus. Come on, let the ambulance through, man. That the ambulance, man. That the ambulance. You got games like this. I just lost my train of thought. What was I saying? I really just lost my train of thought. You got people looking at these timed exclusive deals that PlayStation is making and are mad at PlayStation and not at the developers, and trying to paint PlayStation to be this big bad Grinch person that's running around the industry trying to gobble up games and keep them off platforms, when Microsoft is the one that's actually doing that. They have bought two entire publishers. They bought two entire publishers that account for a large part of the industry. Who is really the one that's gobbling up shit to keep from other platforms? A timed exclusive deal that PlayStation, a timed exclusive and an acquisition are two totally different things. They're not mutually exclusive, and they both the detriment to the industry for one over the other is much greater. An acquisition hurts the industry more than a timed exclusive deal, an exclusive quest, an exclusive gun, or exclusive double XP, or being able to play a fucking beta first before another platform. That doesn't hurt the industry. That doesn't kill gaming. That doesn't consolidate shit. An acquisition, that's what hurts the industry. That's what hurts gaming. That's what consolidates gaming. I don't get why that has to continuously be explained, but you got people on social media who are spreading this propaganda misinformation of timed exclusive deals being on the same level of an acquisition. That PlayStation is somehow going to these publishers and holding them at knife point and saying, give me this goddamn game. I want this game only on my platform for a year, and you better do it right now. Like no one is doing that. Oh, you better give me this game for the PlayStation 5. And you better give me some exclusive quest. Like, no. Yo, this shit's crazy. Yo, shout out to you, Andy, man. Appreciate you for the super chat. Andy says, the truth of the matter is that we need these companies no matter how much we dislike them. Less competition is bad. We want them to do good because in the end, it's good for consumers and the company. Exactly. 100%, man. Competition is good, but consolidation is not. People think that what Microsoft is doing is competition. It's not. It's consolidation. There's a difference. Competition would be putting out a game that's better than Call of Duty. Competition would be making games or putting out games that are better than PlayStation's games, not buying publishers. That's not competition. That's consolidation. And don't let anybody try to tell you otherwise, because no, it's consolidation. That's exactly what it is. It's not competition. Oh yeah, Trinity Triggers a day one, man. I'm excited for this. This looks dope. It comes out early 2023. Yeah, that's exactly what it is, G Junior. They're buying shit. They're consolidating. That's what people think competition is. Consolidation. Shut up. I'll open the chat for a couple minutes. I'll open it. I'm fired up. Yo, if y'all want to come through, man, and give your thoughts, man, pull up. Come through, man. Yo, if you wanna pull up, man, you can pull up, man. There go the Discord link. If you want to give your thoughts. Nah, yeah, I know what you meant. I know what you meant, Andy. I know what you meant. Yo, Kratos, man, I appreciate you for the super chat, bro. He says, preach, Persona, keep speaking the truth. No doubt, man. No doubt. Yo, Jamil in the building. Jamil, what up, man? Talk to us. I'm good, bro. Oh, my fault. Hold up before you say anything. Sorry. I forgot to unmute. All right, go ahead. Don't say something.
How you doing?
I'm good, bro. What's good with you?
Yeah, I'm good. I've just been sitting back listening. I'll say this. Nothing that you said was wrong, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anything you said was wrong. What I do think is that, and we know this to be true just in business, period, not necessarily gaming, because you said something like it's people's, it's their obligation to speak clearly.
Yes.
So that there's no misinterpretation.
Yep.
But a lot of business, they never speak clearly. They're very vague because it leaves them wiggle room to kind of shift directions and not be held accountable.
Mm-hmm.
That's just something that we see in general. So it's not really new to this situation. I've always said that Xbox has struggled with messaging. Part of that is being too vague, which everybody's kind of guilty of that.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that in being vague, it allows people to interpret based on what their bias is. Now, doesn't have to be anything malicious behind that. People just like what they like, dislike what they dislike, or whatever. So you're naturally going to assume somebody means something based on how you feel, right? So that's the problem with being vague. So in a situation like this, by me being a different kind of gamer than you, which isn't bad or good, just different, right? I view it a certain way. You view it a certain way. I don't think you would think that my interpretation of it is wrong either. I think it's more so people being malicious and disingenuous with how they interpret shit. That's why I say I don't think you were wrong in anything you said.
Mhm.
But how I viewed it was like when Phil said what he said in January, I looked at that as, well, okay, so he's committing to something that he doesn't have any choice but to commit to, which is honoring the current agreement, and then saying he wants to continue. To me, he's being vague, which means, like when you said, okay, he's taking that as indefinitely. He's saying indefinitely. I'm looking at it like he doesn't want to commit to anything. And I think we're both right. Because you can look at that statement and say, he's not putting a time frame on it. He's not saying for the next 3 years, the next 7 years. He's saying continue, period.
Yeah, but
the
Brad,
same thing could be true in saying that he did not put he didn't put a constraint on. He didn't say it was indefinitely either. He didn't say it was.
hey, hold on, Julian, Julian, mute your mic, bro. You got a lot of background noise, brother. Yeah, thank you. Go ahead, Jamil. Sorry.
Yeah. So he also did not say, "Oh, it's going to be permanently available on PlayStation as well."
But Brad Smith, he's also in this as well, because he said, "I want to be very clear," and he used Minecraft as an example. Minecraft has been on PlayStation for 10 plus years now. It's going on 10 years, and that's why looking at Brad Smith's statement and also looking at Phil Spencer and what he's saying, it's easy for someone to look at this and say, "Oh, okay, so where Xbox gets the benefit is it's on Game Pass, so that pulls more people in. So you'll still have to buy it on PlayStation for $70, or you could get it on Game Pass for $15 a month, 10 to 15 a month. So it's easy for some, and like I said, just 2 weeks ago, because I always was skeptical of this since the very beginning, back in the beginning of the year. It was just 2 weeks ago on Whoops where me and Barry was talking. I was like, all right, you know what, because he came out and said, oh well, PlayStation, Call of Duty's not profitable without PlayStation, and all these other things that I'm like, oh, okay, all right, I'm starting to come around, like, oh, all right, so this is what it is. And then this happens. So I'm like, well, damn, I should have stuck to my guns like I always do.
That's true. So here's how I looked at Brad Smith's comment. I looked at it as the exact same because he says we look to continue and even to expand and provide it all these other places. Mm-hmm. Me being the kind of, like, I think we're both the same in this. We are very much words matter type of people. Mm-hmm. Words matter.
Yep.
For me, it's what words are included and not included, right? I think you're more so of what does the word mean? Mm-hmm. I'm more so like what's there. So he said continue, but to me it still doesn't say for how long. So I look at it as still being vague.
Well, but see, that's the thing though.
His might for you, it might come across contradictory, which, again, I can see how you interpret it as that, and I can agree with you if you interpret it that way, that it seems that way. So that's why I say they struggle with messaging, because ultimately you should just be clear. You should say, hey, we're buying this publisher. We want content to be exclusive to our platform to make it, more appealing to consumers looking to buy. I go back and look at the timing of it all. When I look at Jim Ryan's statement and he's saying 3 years beyond the agreement, I'm looking at timing and I'm saying, well, by that point, we'll be in a new generation. So I'm thinking, okay, make your next console more desirable by making Call of Duty, making it exclusive. So that way, if you honor this year, the next 2 years, and then say 3 more years after that, we'll be talking about new consoles at that point. So I'm thinking that really the intention here is Jim Ryan, and what he said is kind of. But
this gives validity to what he said
to the whole bazillion documents thing, because people were like, oh well, why is PlayStation saying that no other publisher can, or no other game can compete with COD and all this other shit? Really, because it's true. Like, that's the truth, right? Like, but see, and I'm talking across the board. Like, there's no game in the industry right now that is on the level of COD. Maybe a GTA, but it took three. That's 3 generations of a GTA 5, right? If we're talking consistency like Call of Duty, there is no game in the industry that is at that level. And so PlayStation is right, but that also, because people are like, oh well, why is PlayStation acting like this? Why are they acting like that? They already said they're going to keep the game. I was always skeptical. That I'm like, damn, that's a great point. Whatever conversation that Jim Ryan and Phil Spencer had, clearly it didn't sit right with PlayStation, because they were still going to the FTC, still going to the CEMA, still speaking with Brazilian government and all these other people, and giving their side of why this is hurtful to the industry, to their brand, and to the consoles. Like, and I'm like, yeah, like I get that, right? But seeing Jim Ryan say what some of that conversation entailed, and just to see that only 3-year mark, I need to know. Because again, going back to Brad Smith used Minecraft as an example. That's also what bolstered it. Where it's like, okay, Brad Smith said this, and he's using Minecraft, and Minecraft's been on PlayStation for 10 plus years. Okay, so this will be the same thing. And like, look, Minecraft, you could just play it in Game Pass, or you could buy it for 60 or 70 on PlayStation. Your choice. Okay.
Yeah. I'm with you there. I don't want to hog up all the time, so I just kind of close out and saying this, because we're on the same page. I agree with you, like I said, but I'm interpreting it a little differently, because I think that I see what the end game is, and it's to make it exclusive next generation. Yeah. So with Minecraft being brought up, well, I'm glad you brought that up, because I keep forgetting about my point with Minecraft. The thing that we aren't privy to is exactly how do they determine these deals on a game-by-game basis. Now, with Minecraft, I think that the assumption that a lot of people make is, well, once they bought the developer, they decided, well, we're going to just let you have Minecraft indefinitely. That's the agreement. When in actuality, if Microsoft owns it, they're making a deal every time they come out with a game. Or they might say, well, the next 3 games, the next whatever, we're going to have Minecraft, this iteration of Minecraft, go on all these different platforms, right? So in our eyes, because it's been 10 years, it's like, okay, they just let it be on there. Whereas with Call of Duty, they're being a little bit more short-sighted with it and saying, okay, we're only going to do it for this many years. Mm-hmm. Well, who's to say that, well, since Call of Duty is an annual title, to say the next 3 titles for Call of Duty is like saying the next 3 years, whereas Minecraft, you might be talking about the next 10, 15 years, depending on how frequently they come out with something. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And usually this is how things go with these publishers when they decide where games are going to go.
But
okay, we'll have an agreement with you for X amount of years, which is why there's even an agreement in place in the first place, even though it's
But Jamil, with Minecraft, but wouldn't Call of Duty wouldn't it be easier to have that deal, because Call of Duty is yearly? Minecraft is like, it's not a yearly thing, you know. It's like whenever a game comes out, it's on PlayStation, right? Because they did the Minecraft stories, the Minecraft dungeons, all this other shit. That's also on PlayStation. Call of Duty is yearly, so I feel you need to be even more clear in this situation, because it's yearly. It's yearly. So, if you say, oh yeah, Minecraft, we'll put the next 10 games on Minecraft, that could be over the span of 25 years.
Right.
But with Call of Duty, if you say the next 3 years, that means the next 3 games, and that's it. So that's why you need to be clear. And that's why on the phone, Phil Spencer said what he said, but then what we're seeing in his messaging, and even in Brad Smith's messaging, is what it is. That's how I'm looking at it, because there's no way a yearly release like this, if I'm on the phone with Phil Spencer and I'm Jim Ryan, hey, all right, so we just gonna keep Call of Duty on PlayStation indefinitely, correct? Oh no, the next 3 years, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Maybe the deal maybe the offer should have just been longer, but it can't be forever. They can't just say forever, because that's just not how business works with content. True. You can't say, well, I'll just let you have it forever.
True, very true.
You gotta negotiate the money. You gotta negotiate all the privileges that come with having something here versus there, or whatever the case is. Yep. Same way there was a finite amount of time for Sony's deal with Activision, and that deal is just happening to be closing soon. you have to have a finite amount of time, and it just so happens that this is an annual title, so it just makes it that much more detrimental. So that's all. We're all on the same page. It just sounds nasty because this is an annual title.
Yep.
It is what it is. So they have to be clear.
Yep.
So I'm with you there. They have to be clear, but they don't want to because this deal depends on it.
That's what makes this show.
It's over.
That's what makes this show so shady, though, Jamil. Because of that. Because again, Call of Duty is a culture at this point. Call of Duty has been a part of a lot of our lives. Even if you hate COD, it's still one of the biggest games. It continues to be one of the biggest games every single year as a whole, not just on one platform, everywhere.
Yeah.
You take that away, that hurts the industry. That hurts that money flow that's coming. It hurts a lot of things, not just with PlayStation, just period. That hurts a lot of money flow. How are you going to compensate that? But yo, let me get I can know we can have this conversation all fucking day. Yo, Julian, what up, bro?
Hey, what's happening? Person, I didn't even know I was on the daggone stream earlier. I apologize. I was playing basketball outside with the kids, and all of a sudden I heard myself on. I was like, oh no, but I apologize for that.
No, yeah, you good.
Hey, no problem. And no, Person, I just want to give you some flowers on this because when you speak on this, I've heard you over this last few months on this whole topic, and you've been real consistent. You just really care about the COD franchise, and you want to see it in good hands. And man, I just don't know what we've seen out of Microsoft, that indicates that they can manage in the way that's necessary, around this thing. And that's been my main concern too, because I got both of these platforms, and listen, if it does go whatever the way it goes, we'll be okay, especially the hardcore folks that are going to do what we need to do to play that game. But it's like, is that going to be managed in a correct way? And like what they've done with 343, for instance, and that's my main point on this thing. And the concern that I have is like, are they capable of managing, especially with all the stuff that they've got going on in Activision with Bobby Kotick and all this other stuff? I just don't see that they're demonstrated where they can manage out of this. You know what I mean?
It's funny that you mentioned that too, because I never lead with I own all the consoles, or because I have everything. I have PC, Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo. I have it all. So like, I would never be without if a game was to go exclusive to somewhere. But I don't lead with that stuff because that's not why I'm here, man. I care about the game. I care about the franchise.
Yep.
And looking at the track record of Microsoft, I do not have faith that Microsoft will steer Activision or Call of Duty in the right direction. Looking at their track record, that's been my thing for the longest.
Yep. Yeah, and that was my main point when I was on the Unity space and different things. That's where I'm at with this thing, is that we're going to play the game, but like, where are they going to head from here? What's the roadmap? How are they going to get them into a place where this game is returned to its glory? Because listen, I was a huge COD fan, and over the last 2 years, y'all have been more consistent than I have. I told him earlier, listen, I bought both Vanguard and Cold War, and I just got disillusioned with both of them things. Within 2 months of the game, and I actually took both of them back to just focus on Warzone. And so and I'm just like, but if we need some true innovation, some true motivation, I just don't know that Microsoft has the management style to get in there and help out. Because if they let their flagship franchise, right, this Halo Infinite, this disaster that is there, if they're so hands off that they're not getting into these meetings and trying to help them steer that into a good direction, how in the world are they going to get a hold of this Activision? Who's going to run that? You know what I mean? That's all I really wanted to.
Yeah, those are good points. Man. Yo, Bleach, what's good, bro?
What's good?
Chilling. Hey, Motley?
Yeah, this
Hey, Motley, what up? Hey, yo, Motley, what up, bro?
What up?
Long time.
I had to hop on this issue real quick.
Yes, sir. Give us your thoughts, brother. It's good talking to you, man. Yo, I missed you.
Yeah. you know me. I don't hop in. I just, listen, Yeah, listen, you just got to take Phil Spencer and Xbox, and Microsoft as a whole, just look at the type of company they are. Microsoft, for the most part, has never really competed in any industry outside of just buying companies and then forcing their products on people. Now, they do this they did it in the 90s with DirectX and OpenGL. Like if you look at their purchase history, they buy like 8 companies a year. So like like when you look, Phil Spencer, he's real big into the console war. So he's going to take anything he can to try to get this deal through. And then after that, he's pulling everything off. It's going to be just like this Bethesda.
Yep.
Just like I just don't, like I don't know, as far as PR, he's probably the best person ever when it comes to PR. Cause he had them dudes, he had them calling him daddy like 2-3 years ago. It was crazy to me.
The spin
Like,
doctor, bro. That man.
Like, so he took over Xbox in 2014, and if you look at like his almost 8 years, they really haven't put out anything since he's been there of like real note as far as games. The best thing that people think he's done is put out Game Pass, which is a rental service. And you just not winning me over with no rental service. I'm sorry. Yeah. And you know how I feel about all of them in general. I don't care for any of them. Not PS Plus, not Stadia. I don't care about none. Rental service is not the future. But if they buy enough companies and put these games on Game Pass, I think they feel as though, if there's no alternative and we just most companies, put them on Game Pass, it'll by default make Game Pass a good service.
Yeah. I mean, they got the money to do that.
Yeah.
So it's like, and that's what it looks like right now. You bought two big publishers in the industry, like 2 big parts of the industry. You're trying to take big bites out of. You already got one with ZeniMax. Now you're about to get an even bigger fish. So what's their next acquisition 3 years down the line? Are you going to buy 2K? I mean, are you going to buy 2K for fucking 80, 90, 100 billion? Like what's next? You get what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, they said they want to buy more publishers. So it's not even like they said we're going to buy this and this is it. They said they still want to buy more publishers. And after it ain't too many left. You got the Japanese ones. Then you got Take-Two over there with Rockstar, EA, and Ubisoft. Like there's not a lot of like huge publishers left. Like,
yep.
Like this is like just the industry in general, just consolidation, like you said. It's just they're trying to consolidate as much as possible.
It's crazy.
And like it just won't be good at the end. I just don't think it will be at all.
Yep. Yo, Lika, what up, man? Lika, you there?
What's up, guys?
What up, Lika? Welcome to the chat, man. Say it again.
No, it's cool. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Cool, man. I just wanted to say, guys, thanks for getting on the podcast. What's interesting is if I think of it like an analogy, guys. Think of it like a game of Monopoly, right? Starting off a game of Monopoly where Microsoft already owns all the title deeds and is the banker if you play the game. How are you supposed to compete or play the game if they have all the cards? So I agree with most of the guys who say that, you can't compete if you have no place to compete with. In this instance, games. So then buying all, not gaming studios, but publishers, actually, is hectic because in that instance, then how do you compete in a market where you are the only one that has all the cards, has all the publishers in your pocket? And what I don't understand is they've been buying studios since maybe 2014. Let's just say a rough number, right? Let's say they have 30 studios, 32 studios, right? Let's say 30 studios. Out of the 30 studios, they launched a new platform and launched what? 3 games from their internal studios? That doesn't make sense to me at all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I think we're seeing it. We're seeing the very thing that's happening. It's the consolidation. It's all of it being eaten up, man. And you got a lot of people that saying it's crazy too, because you got a lot of people saying, oh well, I don't care about COD, so this doesn't affect me, blah blah blah. And it's just like, yo, like, yo, let me shut up. I'll save that for another day. I appreciate you. I appreciate your thoughts, Lika. Shout out to you, man. I think it's your first time pulling up, man, or you probably pulled up a long time ago, man. But I appreciate you, supporting the channel and rocking out with your boy, man. Shout out to you.
No, thanks, man. I'm usually on a round table podcast, but different time zones, so
Yeah.
I'm usually thinking that time, different time zones, etc. Thanks for having me on, Ken.
Yeah, no doubt, man, no doubt. Yo, Bari, man. The other half of Whoops is in the building. Hey, yo, Bari, talk to us, brother. What's your
Hey, yo, man.
talk to us, brother. Yo, y'all about to get a Whoops sneak peek, cause Saturday gonna be fire. You understand? Me and Bari going in on Saturday, but this is a sneak peek. This is just a sneak peek. Go ahead, Bari, talk to him, bro.
Hey, man. Say, man. Look. Yo, this is craziness, man. You know what I mean? Like, fool me once, shame on me, right? Fool me twice, still shame on me, because this dude Phil Spencer is a goddamn liar, and I don't know why in my mind I thought up that maybe I'm going to believe this guy. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But the more I get to think about it, the more I get to ponder upon it. I'm like, I feel like PlayStation is still in a good position because I see the cards that they're dealing with and the contingency plans that they're setting up. You know, buying Bungie, the 10 to 12 live service games, Deviation, PlayStation exclusive partnership. I mean, like, I see those things, as like, oh, this might be the backup plan just in case, if Call of Duty don't hit our platform. And like as I was doing the We Gon' Talk, I'm thinking about it. I'm just like, how do I feel about Call of Duty right now as me, a gamer, Jay Bari? Like, I love Call of Duty. We play Call of Duty all the time. But are we loving the recent Call of Duties? You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, yo, it's been on a downward trend when it comes to Call of Duty. We're playing a 2-year-old game currently right now, Persona. That's how bad Call of Duty is right now. You know what I mean? As far as like, just the recent Call of Duty. Is Modern Warfare going to be good? We're definitely going to see. And wait that out. We got the beta to play, and I'm thinking about it, like, oh, Modern Warfare still on the PlayStation. They still have like whatever marketing rights and exclusive deals or whatnot there. And the next 2 games, and it's 3 years after that, according to Phil Spencer and Jim Ryan, what they're saying. So I'm just like, by that time, am I even going to be still playing Call of Duty, or what I mean? Am I hopping on the ex Treyarch gods new game with Deviation game? You know what I mean? So it's a lot of things in my mind that I'm thinking about, but it's gonna suck. It's gonna suck for PlayStation to lose Call of Duty whenever they do lose Call of Duty, because that's a big franchise. You know what I mean? That's a big game. But hopefully PlayStation can get their act together and make games as good or games as popular as Call of Duty at the time before it does leave the system. But really and truly, shout out to Jim Ryan, man. Standing on his 2 feet, like, you gonna respect our brand. I was even gonna come out and say what I wanted to say, but you went public because you trying to feed into your Xbox fanboys that you've been party chatting with, Phil Spencer. You know what I mean? Inadequate ass contract and write-up that you presented to Jim Ryan. You should be ashamed of yourself. I feel like Phil Spencer had one of these Xbox fanboys write up that goddamn contract, man. with crayon and pencil. You know what I mean? It's not even typed up. The joke was handwritten with crayon, Persona, like we in Blue's Clues or some shit. I'm the shot of what I'm seeing right here, because like at the end of the day, if you're gonna buy something for that much, just take the thing and be exclusive. You know what I mean? If PlayStation get hurt by it, they get hurt by it. I would respect that even more from Microsoft. Like my original statement when I first saw the news, it was like, if Xbox get Call of Duty exclusive, I might buy a Xbox because I play Call of Duty. You know what I mean? It is what it is. You know what I mean? But the more I'm thinking about it, the more I'm pondering. I don't like Xbox. I don't like Phil Spencer. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, I would drop Call of Duty just because I don't like that motherfucker. I'm sorry if I address Phil Spencer that way in your show, but that's just how I'm feeling right now, man. Crazy. Hey, yo, Persona, I did the thing you thought I never would do, but I had to do it. We'll talk about it after the show.
Oh shit. Uh-oh.
I finally did it, man. You know what I mean? But
Hey, yo, I gotta know now. Shit. Oh, we'll talk. We'll talk.
I spent a lot.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Yeah, we'll talk. Nah, yeah, you got a great point, man. Like, I mean, I am putting, and I will admit, man, I'm also putting a lot of faith in Deviation because of the X devs. But I still need to see what they got. Like, I'm not going blindly. I'm not going blindly.
We blinded. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going blindly just be like, yeah, Deviation's going to knock it out the. No, we need to see. But because it's all the old school Treyarch, because Treyarch is also my favorite COD. My favorite COD developer. They've always been since way back during the World at War days. I was like, yo, yeah, this is just my favorite. The MP40, the dogs, the aesthetic, the movement. Oh yeah, I love it. The zombies. I was hyped. So knowing that all of those veteran devs are at Deviation, that gives me hype. I'm like, all right, I'm excited, but I'm excited to see what they got. I'm not gonna sit there and be like, oh yeah, this is the COD killer. I'm not gonna do that. But
yeah. I mean, it's gonna be a build up for it. Like when I say is because of who's in charge of Deviation Games. That's why I have a lot of faith in that. But yeah, I agree with you 100%. They got to show what they got to show.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not no cult leader or no cult. I'm just gonna just blind faith. Yeah, you got to show and you got to look good and got to interest me. But I think they're gonna knock it off because these guys know how to make a first-person shooter game. They know how to make a game that's addictive and fun, and that's why I'm looking forward to whatever they show their game. So we'll see.
Yeah, I agree. Yo, Link, what's good, bro? Long time no speak, brother. How you been?
Get here?
Yeah, Link. Yeah, he's in. He's muted.
What's good, Link?
Yo, what up, guys? What up?
What up, man? Talk to us.
No, man. Oh, man. Phil Spencer caught lying in 4K, man.
Crazy.
I think Jim Ryan's more of the behind the scenes type dude. I don't think he really wanted to speak on this, but he had to just set the record straight. You know what I mean? I know a lot of people don't like Jim Ryan. You know what I mean?
Yo, you know what this is? Yo, Link, you know what this is? Because they had their conversation way back in January. Jim Ryan could have said something right after this tweet. He purposefully kept this in the tuck and let this shit build up to what it is now because it makes Microsoft and Phil Spencer, it makes them look like liars because it's outright lies.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of what was being said was lies. It's just like, yo, this was like, oh, this is, I'm putting all my cards on the table. I ain't got nothing left type shit. Jim Ryan just did. Like, yo, this is my last thing.
And these regulatory bodies, they want to preserve competition. They don't want the company with the biggest wallet to just be able to buy everything they want. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Because that's not good for the consumer.
Yep.
So they're doing what they have to do. They're doing their due diligence. And I'm not against them doing their jobs. I know there's a lot of fanboys on a certain side that been upset about these bodies looking into this deal, but you know what I mean? Like, it's only fair. It's their jobs. And I think that Jim Ryan was right to finally speak out and be like, look, Phil, you a goddamn liar. And that's just what it is. If Microsoft does end up owning, if this deal does go through and they get Activision, they can see fit to do whatever they want to do with it under the law. But it doesn't mean that gamers are going to benefit by this, because if you look at Microsoft has run their key franchise, Halo, into the ground. It's nothing anymore. It doesn't matter. So it's a shell of what it used to be. So if they can't lead their own in-house studios, bringing in Activision, this big giant publisher, when you buy all these, they've been buying studios since 2018, 2017, and the output of games is less than what it was when they didn't have any studios. It's just fishy. You know what I mean? It don't add up. And I appreciate Jim Ryan for setting the record straight. Phil's a damn liar. You can't trust any of these companies, but I don't trust Phil Spencer at all. So
I think
paint him in a bit of a funny light right now.
Yeah.
Just because what Jim Ryan's saying is like, you look at the tweets again. The tweets, the tweets ain't you ain't saying nothing about 3 more years.
It's not even just Phil Spencer. It's Microsoft in general. What's the dude?
Right.
Brad Smith.
Brad Smith. Yep.
Man came out in the whole interview on TV said like, yeah, we're gonna keep it on.
And used Minecraft, like, which is still on.
So, yeah, because that was my argument too when I was talking to people. It's like, yeah, what they want to do is like how they push Minecraft is, and they want to add Xbox Live or Xbox. You sign up for Xbox Live service with Call of Duty, and you did that with Minecraft. It pushes their live service as far as like, oh, look at how much people is on our service. This entices investors and all that stuff, and that's what they was confirming right there. But full of shit. He like what Microsoft's strategy is weird. You know what I mean? It's a weird strategy on what it's saying and what Jim Ryan is saying, because why just keep it there for 3 years? There's many reasons. Like the 3 years could be just a cushion as far as how much revenue we can get from the PlayStation fan base within that 3 years, and it's guaranteed revenue because people are going to buy, people are going to spend they buy their COD points and all that stuff, and from there we can just like, all right, we got enough cushion, we can be on our own and push it. You know what I mean? Or these motherfuckers is dumb as hell. Like, yo, take that joint exclusive and keep it moving. Push your little Game Pass. You know what I mean? It just doesn't make any sense in my personal opinion. I don't know.
I don't think Game Pass is really enhancing gaming. I don't think it's moving gaming in the right direction. I think it's getting people to accept mediocre or subpar games because they're in a part of a service that they don't pay a lot of money for. It incentivizes gamers to have low expectations. Therefore, they can continue to put out stuff like Halo Infinite, Bleeding Edge, Grounded, things like that, because people are going to expect a high quality experience. I mean, when you go to all you can eat buffet, I mean, you don't expect fine cuisine. So I'm just not sure about this being the way gaming is going, and if they continue to acquire these big publishers and gobble up everything, they're kind of, in their way, they're kind of like, okay, well, if you guys don't want to join us, we're just going to buy everything and you won't have a choice. So I don't like that. I don't want gaming to turn into that.
But guys, if you think about it like this, guys, any platform holder relies on three pillars of business to break even. Like when you talk about Jake Barry about them with a 3 year thing, I was wondering why specifically 3 years. If you think about it, guys, right? Every gaming platform relies on 3 things. The 3 pillars would be services, hardware, and the software, which is basically the game. And what I'm picking up now is, guys, from Microsoft, they don't rely largely on software. They are failing with the hardware because it's selling at a loss, and already the numbers are not enough to break even. And you think about it, an example I made would be, look at the Elite Core 2 controller. That is a sign of, in manufacturing terms, they call it end of line. Now I know, Persona, I know you like definition. So an end of line product is a product at the end of a product life cycle, which prevents users from receiving updates, indicating that the product is at the end of its useful life. You see the wording there, useful life, and indicating that the product is at the end. Because if you think about it, I think Microsoft is pulling back away from software and from hardware and relying on the services to, let's say, mitigate the expenses they have to break even. And what they're going to do is, if they have all the companies that make games, what will happen is that they have the monopoly, which means they can rely now on producing software to cover all those expenses, which is what Sony would have done if we were as customers who buying games for 3 years, they would break even on the cost they spend on acquiring Activision.
But see that the thing with that is that I think Microsoft, I agree that Microsoft is kind of moving into a more of a subscription or service based route, but they're moving in the direction that the whole company is already moved in, because on the OS and OS side, they've got the OS and Microsoft Office and all, and then in their cloud infrastructure, a lot of that is, through subscriptions and all that other crazy stuff as well. So they're just bringing the gaming division into perspective. But I think when we're looking at gaming as a whole, is it just because it's good for Microsoft doesn't mean it's good for the industry or as a whole. I think that's where a lot of this stuff tends to get lost in the sauce. Just because Microsoft is trying to go and venture and do something doesn't mean the entire industry is also going to benefit from this. Now, obviously, Microsoft is in it for themselves, so obviously they're going to do what's best for them. But when we're looking at an entire industry and the health of the industry, that's why we have regulators, government, and all this other stuff that's looking at all this stuff, because what's happening with all of this consolidation across the board, like I'm talking all of it, right? Like this consolidation that we're seeing, like I said, Amazon almost buying EA, Tencent just putting 300+ million into Ubisoft. Like, this consolidation shit is happening everywhere. It's not just Microsoft. Only reason why we're so focused on Microsoft is because of this deal, because it's Activision, because it's the one that's the closest to being complete. But there's many others out there that's also looking to gobble shit up. And yeah, certain people on a certain side might look at this and think, oh, this is great for me. But as an industry, this is not good. As an industry, as a community, this shit's not good. People want this stuff to happen for bragging rights. Like I said earlier, they're not looking, because they're already getting the games. People are trying to use games like Spider-Man or whatever as a means to why Activision needs to be acquired by Microsoft. But those games from Activision were already games that you were getting. So that acquisition wouldn't be beneficial to you. It would only benefit a fanboy or a zealot, because it gives you bragging rights and you the ability to kind of look at PlayStation and laugh or do whatever you do, because they would be missing out on games that they were getting in the past.
No, you're right, Susana, because if you think about it like a car, right? What's the use? If you buy a car, you know that you need to drive around with, you need gas, you need fuel. So think about it like this. If you're a customer and you know that the product you're going to buy cannot supply you what you need to actually use the product, what's the use investing in the product? Example, Microsoft is buying three publishers, not even gaming tools, publishers, right? But what games have they delivered? Because it's no use investing in the platform if the platform is not giving you what it's invested in itself, which is you expect it to be games. So that's where the slippery slope starts happening now, because now you can't invest, because you give Microsoft $600, $500, $800, right, for COD Pro, because you invest in games to come from the platform. But if there's no games coming, we're cutting out third party right now. If there's no games coming or new better hardware coming, what's the use investing in that platform? That's where a problem comes. There's no use to invest in something if you don't get a return on your investment. Because if you make it simple, if you say to a guy, hey, you bought a console, all right? What games have you bought for exclusive that you want to play on that console? Not third party, because third party can play it anyway. You invest in a specific platform, and they will give an answer release of 5-7 games. This is 10 games, because it's been 2 years now. From that publisher, what's the point? What you gonna say for an Xbox guy? You brought those console, bruh. What game did you get? Forza, Halo, and the others are either in limbo or they've been cancelled. So think about it. 2 games in 2 years. That doesn't sound like a very sound investment to me.
Yeah. You make a good point, man. You make a good point. But yeah, man. Yo, look. This was a great show. Got a lot of good thoughts out there, man, from everybody. Trust me, this conversation is not over. Whoops on Saturday. I know me and Barry going to definitely go in depth with this and talk about it in great detail. But yo, man, let's get into these outros. Lika, give us your outro, man. Let the people know, where they can find you and whatnot.
No, I'm nothing special. I'm just checking around. Just gaming, single player, story driven. Just play your games, guys. And serious them actually, because the best way to invest in new games to come is invest in the people that make them. Buy your games, champ. That's all I'm gonna say.
Facts. Yo, Bleach, man, give a shout out, Motley.
Yeah, nothing much. I just want quality games for the rest of my life, and Game Pass and these rental services ain't it, and they ain't never gonna be it. So that's how I'm always gonna feel.
Facts. Yo, Link, give us your outro, bro.
Oh yeah, man, it was a great show. Good to hear everybody's opinions, and as usual, Persona for hosting this and opening it up for people to kind of speak their mind and everything like that. And if you care about gaming and stuff like that, then you're going to pay attention to some of these things that are going on in the industry. And there's nothing wrong with having an opinion about it.
Facts. That's a fact. Yo, Barry, man, give us your outro, bro.
Man, good show. Pray for Call of Duty. You know what I mean? Pray for Call of Duty, man. Hopefully the series will survive. We don't want no Gears or Halo effect when it comes to Xbox. But nah, man, good show, Persona, man. And the vibes, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, man, listen, man, I appreciate everybody pulling up, coming through, rocking out with your boy. I hope y'all enjoyed it, man. If you did, definitely like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Shout out to the new supporters that subscribe to the channel. Also, shout out to Julian Johns. Appreciate you for super chat. He says, Persona, you have been consistent on this and are coming from the right place. My whole point is on this is the same. Is Microsoft capable of managing this franchise? You care about this franchise? Yeah, that's a fact, man. And then Julian, appreciate you again for the super chat. He says, appreciate you, Persona. Yeah, man, appreciate y'all as well, man. Appreciate all the support and people rocking out with me. And, we slowly growing out here, slow and steady wins the race. You feel me? But yo, listen, guys, I appreciate y'all, man. I still got content coming this week to the channel. I just had it at the tip of my brain. I had it at the tip of my brain. Content coming to the channel. Content is coming. Oh, Still Rising. I might do a little mini stream on that. I know a lot of people have been asking me about this game, so I might do live impressions, just talking about the game and giving y'all a quick little synopsis of what you can expect with that. So I might do a stream on that this week, and then Thymesia, Rollerdrome, talking about that this week as well. So be on the lookout for that stuff. But listen, guys, I appreciate y'all. Please be safe. Enjoy your weekend, or enjoy the rest of your week, I should say. And I'll see y'all on What's Up PlayStation Podcast this Saturday, man. 11 a.m. Me and Bari, episode 98. So don't miss that. But all right, guys, be safe. Have a great night. It's been your boy Persona, and I'm out. Peace, guys.